Qian Yeo-woon's father admits he must have been mistaken, thinking that even with his weakened life force, he shouldn't make such an error. Submin urges they head inside. The scene shifts to the 10,000 mountains peak of Mount Oan. An unknown figure materializes, and we see it is the descendant of Qian Yeo-woon who implanted the nanomachine in him. He is injured and says there's no way the cult leader could have seen him with those eyes, and yet he sensed him. That monster defies all reason. Something at his waist starts to smolder, with smoke curling up. He pulls out a futuristic device and hurls it away. The object begins to spin on its axis, spits out tiny bolts of lightning, then detonates and tears open a kind of black hole that sucks everything inward. After a few seconds, it snaps shut. Chunmo, Yeon, the descendant of Qian Yeo-woon, clutches his head and says, "A little slower and I would have been sucked right into that spatial distortion. Damn it, to lose a whole time pack like that. This means I've only got 2 left now, right? There's no way I can just walk back to the cult from here. If I move carelessly, I might get detected." Then, he suddenly notices something. Agitated, he checks his watch and asks, "Did they already pick up my trail? Why are they so fast?" He slams a button on the device and shouts, "Damn it. The original plan has completely gone to hell." The gadget emits a flash of light, and Qian Musen is sucked into the portal. What is Qian Musen planning? Headquarters of the Murim Alliance. For a time, because of the balance among the 3 great powers, and the duties each holds, the Alliance's High Council and commanding officers rarely gathered. Such meetings became even rarer, especially after the rise of the Blade God 6 martial clan. But today, even those who skipped the martial world's non-aggression treaty assembly appeared together in the Great Council Hall for the first time in ages. The leader of the Murim Alliance, North Justice. A meeting of the Murim Alliance was convened, attended by its most influential leaders. Present were Blade, the first strategist of the Yulin Alliance, Mh, a key strategist, and Yubim. Also in attendance was Reed, the first master of the Shangi. From the Sword Sect, the second master, Nu Gutchen, was present. The esteemed abbot of Shaolin, Daekyun, the 13th master, also graced the assembly. The patriarch of the Jigul clan, Jigul Yon, held his place as the 14th master. The 17th master was the Daoist master of the Jonan sect, Ji Kang. The lord of the Habak Pen clan, Pen Yu, was the 16th master, alongside the lord of the Ginhuyan clan, Hyun Yon. The captains of each combat unit belonging to the Murim Alliance were also in attendance. The only individuals absent were 4 masters and 2 unit commanders. The 7th master, Muang Khan, had not yet returned from the Northern Sea expedition. The 15th master, Huang Bo, tragically died in the Northern Sea. The 3rd master, Nam Gun Kyung of the Nangun clan, was slain in Jinsong. Lastly, the 9th master, Zhu Taewan of the Bai sect, was killed in Jiangsu. An emergency summons has been issued, creating a grim atmosphere amidst a surprise attack from the Blade God 6 martial clan. Among those absent were Yan Bizo, commander of the North Justice Blade, who is currently in close door training, and Kang So, commander of the Black Shadow unit, who fell in the Northern Sea. Feng Changwan finds the atmosphere grim for an emergency summon. He wonders what on earth could have happened. Iamuk speaks. "First, I thank you all for answering the emergency call. We have little time, so let us proceed straight to the main matter." He motions to 2 soldiers, "Bring him in." Ma One Gang enters. One of the attendees recognizes him as the Black Shadow unit's vice, captain, and wonders, wasn't he deployed to the Northern Sea with Commander Kang? So why is he here? Ma One Gang salutes and declares, "Honored heroes who lead our alliance. I am Ma One, the new commander of the Black Shadow unit, and I greet you." Surprise ripples through the assembled crowd as they murmur about the new commander. An alliance is demanded by Commander Gak Jang Gun, a loyal subordinate of Qian Yeo-woon. The leader of the Yulin Alliance, Ye Mok, questions the meaning of this sudden request. A master from the alliance suggests they first hear the commander's report. "I'll get straight to the point," Gak Jang Gun begins, his voice resonating through the hall. "We've discovered the hidden headquarters of the Blade God 6 martial clan." A wave of shock ripples through the assembled masters, and they rise from their seats in unison. "Where is it?" they demand. Gak Jang Gun steps forward and decisively plants his finger on a map. "It's right here in the Jian Hanjun Mountains." Looking at the map, the 17th master of the Forces of Justice, Puangdi of the Begars Union, observes that the breathtaking mountain range, with its steep, jagged peaks, is a perilous and perfect location for concealing a base. Indeed, a fitting place to hide a stronghold. Another master questions the discovery, "But how did you find their hideout?" "Ever since we lost our forces in the Zhejiang province to the Blade God 6 martial clan, Even our Bagars Union scouts who set foot there have been mercilessly slaughtered. Dak Jang acknowledges their skepticism, considering that even one of the three great intelligence networks of the orthodox factions suffered such losses. Your doubts are understandable, Master. However, please look at this first. He gestures towards the entrance. At a nod from the Imok, two soldiers throw open the gates. Several men enter, pushing a giant wheelbarrow carrying a massive object covered with a tarp, accompanied by a smaller wheelbarrow with smaller covered items. A soldier pulls back the tarp, revealing the monstrous head of a dragon turtle, causing the masters to exclaim in shock. Is that the dragon turtle? That's the dragon turtle's head. Several masters step forward for a closer look, remarking, it truly resembles a dragon, just as the legends describe. Then, a soldier brings the smaller wheelbarrow forward. As they begin to lift the cover, one of the masters notes that there seems to be something else. When the tarp is removed entirely, they are stunned by the sight of 3 dead bodies. What in the world is this? Another demands of Commander Gakjang then. These corpses, what are they doing here? Replies, these men, one of them is a master of the Blade God 6 martial clan, and the others are his followers. The questioner is surprised by the answer. He inspects their bodies and explains there's a way to identify members of the Blade God 6 martial clan. They deliberately damage the meridians of their dead to prevent others from learning their internal arts. If such marks are present, that alone confirms who they are. After checking, he looks astonished and after a few seconds says, you are correct. It is indeed them. The others are also taken aback. Imich says, if everyone has finished verifying, please take your seats. He continues, as everyone has seen, what lies before us is the severed head of the dragon turtle from the Northern Sea, and the corpses of the Blade God 6 martial clan's disciples. He explains that Commander and the Black Shadow Division pursued the retreating Blade God 6 martial clan forces from the Northern Sea, uncovered their base, and successfully reclaimed the dragon turtle's head. Master Chung Su says the evidence is undeniable. But one question remains. I mean, no offense to Commander's martial prowess, but if even our spies could not infiltrate Zhujiang, how did you manage to locate their headquarters? Mako Jiang replies, your doubt is understandable, Master Chung Su. Had they still possessed their full strength, I too would not have returned alive. Master Chung Su asks, what do you mean by that? Explains, when I discovered their base at Hongsan during my covert pursuit, a significant portion of their forces were absent. At their current strength, the Alliance could easily overwhelm them with a full-scale assault. Another master asks, then the reason the Alliance leader issued an emergency summon was. Emmett asks the first strategist, Reed, to explain the situation. The first strategist begins. This intelligence comes from one of our spies embedded within the demonic Alliance's territory. The Blade Lord, the current leader of the Blade God 6 martial clan, has taken part of his forces and headed west toward Napsel in Tibet. And as some of the masters here may already know, another detachment of their forces was sent north in pursuit of the dragon turtle. Hung Furious says, then the deployment of our expeditionary force to the Northern Sea was because you did. Reed answers, after consolidating all the gathered intelligence, I have come to a realization. Their ambition is not limited to conquering the Central Plains. He concludes, the Blade God 6 martial clan ceased to kill the sacred beasts themselves, those dwelling within the Imperial Palace, in the Northern Sea, and in Napsol as well.